but today we're going to do a yin, and it's going to be very focused on the hips and lower back, which is fairly common for yin, but I love it because we always have sore hips and a sore lower back. So what you're going to need is a surface to sit on. Really, you don't need a yoga mat if you don't have one. Just make sure you're comfortable. Maybe a little bit of a carpet's great, whatever you have. If you do have yoga blocks, that is awesome. If not, there's always ways to adapt around them. So most of the postures that we're doing, there are sort of variations that we can do where we don't need to use these. So it's up to you. Grab your stuff, and if you don't have any, have a seat here. We're gonna start in seated pose and coming to whatever seated pose that you find most comfortable. I like easy pose today, so that's where I'm gonna be, but you don't have to follow me. So at the beginning, we're just gonna do a little bit of a body scan here. Go over yourself, check in and see how you're feeling physically. Maybe you have something going on, maybe something's a little sore. Just take note of these areas and go easy on yourself. Close the eyes or soften the gaze, whichever you're comfortable with, and take a few deep, calming breaths here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And as we sit here, check in, make sure that that spine is straight. Drop the shoulders down. Tilt the head maybe slightly back so the ears are directly over top of the shoulders. The jaw and all the muscles within the face, untense them. We always are tensing them even when we sleep. So let's try to dedicate this practice to easing these parts. Send the crown upwards, the tops of our head. Really notice how much our spine lengthens, how taller we get. Let me lengthen that upwards. You can always pause the video here. Focus on those inhales and exhales. Let the chest rise and fall. Whatever thoughts that we might have, all the thoughts from yesterday, the plans for later today, tomorrow, just push them aside for now. And come to your present thoughts, connected with this breath and the body's movements. Let's start this practice by warming up the neck. So next exhale, let's take the one ear down to the shoulder. Same hand's gonna grab the outside of the head and slight pull here, making sure that we're dropping that opposite shoulder downwards. Inhale up and exhale, opposite side. Inhale up. Let's take the hands to the hips and slowly pull the elbows forward. Exhale, release, elbows drop down to the sides, holding some invisible platters here. Inhale, press the heart out, pull the shoulders back, pull our platters backwards. Exhale, release, hands down the hips again. Let's pull the elbows forward. And exhale, release. Hold our platters, press the heart out. Slow release, hands down to the knees. goes with the body. So inhale, press the heart out towards center. At the back, exhale and pull the shoulders forward. Put a little bit of a round within the spine here. Let the breath lead these movements. You can make these circles really slow if you want to put extension within that breath. We do these to start waking up the spine as well as the hips, even our heart, chest, spine. And reverse these circles. Make sure we're still breathing here. Inhale to front, exhale to back. One more. And slow release back to center. Drop those shoulders. Taking one hand down to our side, inhale up with the opposite. Reach really high here with the fingers. Exhaling down over to the side, drop that elbow down just so we can lengthen through the side body. Inhale upwards. Opposite hand's gonna come up and exhale down, opposite side. Inhale up, one more each side. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, back to center. So let's start with these legs. We're gonna come to Dandasana, legs stretched out in front of us. First, we're gonna just do one more spinal twist here. Taking our one leg is gonna come over top of that other straight leg. Same arm, hand is gonna come down behind us just as a very light kickstand. Opposite elbow on the outside of this leg. As we exhale, exhale the lower body, then the shoulders, then our gaze lastly. Full immersion within this twist. If you do want to go further and maybe you have some creepy long arms like I do, you can take this one hand, reach it through this little space that we've created. Opposite hand comes behind the back and see if you can grab your hands behind. You do need long arms to do that or some really big flexibility. So just do whatever you're comfortable with. Exhale, let's release. Send down that opposite leg and bring up the other. And let's place it across. Opposite hand's gonna come behind. Again, light kickstand, don't put too much weight here. Other one's gonna come the outside of the knee. And same as last time, exhale, twist the lower body, the shoulders, and then our gaze lastly. Variation, of course, is taking this one hand, snake it through those legs, and see if you can grab the hands from behind. Exhale. Let's release. Bring the hands down to the side. So our legs aren't going to move here. This top leg is going to be across just above the knee. Hands at our sides. Slowly bring in this top foot all the way. We can lean back here just so we can bring the heel into the bum as much as possible. Exhale. Press forward. Really trying to press this top knee towards the top of our mat. Couple breaths, full engagement here, keep pressing. Let's release. Walk down that foot. Uncross the one leg and let's bring over the other. Making sure, again, you're just above the knee here. Slowly, let's put a little bit of lean in this. Bring in that top leg in close to us. And then exhale, press everything forward. Pause here. Breathe deeply. Always using those exhales. Maybe we can press forward a bit more. And slow release. Walk down that leg. Awesome. Let's come to tabletop. So tabletop, making sure that the knees are hip width apart. Hands are going to be placed just past the shoulders here. Pull the navel in. Make sure that spine is straight. And also, don't crane the neck here. Just let it hang in a neutral posture. Inhale. Press the heart forward. Pull the shoulders backwards into cow posture. Exhale, release. The spine rounds, belly button in. Head comes between the arms into cat. Inhale, cow. Same thing, put that curve in our spine. Pull the shoulders back, press the heart outwards. Exhale, release. Cat posture, head comes in between the arms again. Pull the navel in. Inhale, release, back to our neutral posture. From here, press the heart down, right to the mat. The hips are gonna be high here, coming into puppy posture. So walk the hands out here, really press the heart downwards. With each exhale, see if we can come a bit lower. Hands together. We're going to take these prayer hands and just place them behind the head. Walk the elbows out just like we did with our fingertips. Exhale, let's release, hands come back down to the mat. Shift the hips downwards, and as we do this, widen out the knees so we can come down to a wide-legged extended child's pose. Same thing here with each exhale, press the heart downwards and walk the hands outwards. One more breath, press low. And slow inhale, back up. tabletop. Hands again, make sure they're just past the shoulders, and let's start with some circles with the hips. So to make these circles quite slow. The slower we do these, the more we can dig into all these little edges. When the hips come up to the side, you don't just want to flop down here. You almost want to drag the hips upwards. You're going to feel some lengthening happen within the lumbar spine and hips. And why not connect with this breath again? You can make one half of the circle in inhale and one half in exhale. And let's reverse these circles, same thing, coming up opposite side. Don't just flop down, we really want to pull upwards here, lengthen the hip and spine. One more circle. Awesome. Let's drag the weight forward. Press the thighs, the tops of the thighs downwards, coming into up dog. So here, press the mat away from us. Press out the heart. Take a few breaths here. The weight pulling the hips downwards. Rock the hips just a little bit from side to side. You don't have to do this with a lot of motion. Pause at center. Exhale down. Let's come to our mats. Hands out in front. Elbows directly underneath the shoulders into Sphinx pose. So I love Sphinx just because it is super awesome for that lumbar spine. If you do have back problems here, this is probably one of the most beneficial ones for pain management. At least that's what I find. But it is tough because we're always engaged while we're doing this. So make sure that you're taking little breaks from this pull. So inhaling. Press the heart forward. Our hands are dragged backwards, like we're trying to take the top of our mat and bring it towards us. You should really feel this completely in that lower back. And this is where that break comes in, where every time that you're getting tired, maybe the arms are just tensing up, release. Take a couple breaths. And next inhale, press that heart out again. Pull the hands back. The shoulders even are brought backwards. Take those breaks. Keep pulling and pressing. Exhale, release down. Hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale up. Let's press up, tabletop. Widen the knees here, and because we can and I love them, sink the hips down to a wide-legged extended child's pose again. Rest the forehead on the mat here. sink that heart a little lower. And inhale up, table. Front tabletop. Let's inhale up with one leg. Press it as high as we can, even if you're just a little bit up off the ground, that's fine. Exhale, bring this knee through center, coming into pigeon posture. So pigeon posture can be tricky for a lot of us. And if that hip maybe isn't quite on the ground, which is super common, you can grab a block here and place a block, pillow, what have you, underneath the hip. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna help square our hips to the top of the mat. It's also gonna help us with balance, because a lot of times if we're up here, it's really tricky to try to balance. So why not just feel this stretch instead of worry about falling over? So if you'd like, use that block. If not, be mindful here and just check in to make sure that those hips are square as much as possible to the top of the mat. The back leg is long and low. Inhale. Let's press up here. Press the heart forward. Take this slightly backwards. And exhale. Forward fold. Make sure we're tilting at the hips here. We can come down to the elbows, or if you do have another yoga block, come to the yoga block. Maybe you want to rest your head. You can take that yoga block and place your forehead on it. If you do want to go further within this posture, this top foot is going to come up, but making sure that there is no knee pain. If there is knee pain here, bring it back closer to the body. So wherever you're at, get comfortable. We'll take a few breaths here and use those exhales to press just a bit lower. Release. If there's tension maybe in the shoulders, check here. Maybe we can press that heart a little down. Two more big breaths. Whenever you're ready to come out of this, let's come back up to the hands. Ground down through those palms and slowly press that top arm, leg, it's not an arm, Jenny, back up. From here, bend the knee, and we're gonna open up this hip just by taking the knees upwards. You can either point the toes or flex them. Keep pulling the knee up. And exhale back down. Balance within the practice, so let's do this opposite side. Inhale up with that opposite leg. You don't have to come high. And exhale, pull that knee in through center. Softly, slowly, place the knee between the hands. Back leg presses out long and low here into pigeon. So first, check in, make sure those hips are square. If you do need that block underneath the hip, come do that now. Get comfy. When when you're settled, inhale up, press the heart out, and take this slightly backwards. And exhale down. Let's tilt forward, tilting at the hips, all the way to the forearms, the yoga block. Or if we want to rest our forehead, like so. And if you do want to take this further, this top foot can slowly be brought up, but be mindful here of that knee and also making sure we're not falling out of alignment here. The hips are still square to the top of the mat. Let's take a few breaths. Exhaling down. Relax the shoulders, relax the back. While we're here, maybe check in with that jaw, soften it. Press that heart downward. Let's take 2 more breaths. Make these our best. Big exhales, lower. Next, inhale, let's slowly rise. Do so as slow as we can though. We've been forward folding over for a while. Ground down through those palms, and let's take this front leg back behind us. It's no longer an arm. Reach high up with this knee, and then bend the knee, pull the heel into the bum. The knee comes upwards. This is appropriately named fire hydrant, if you were wondering. Exhale, release. Let's sink the hips down to the heels. Hero's posture, just so we can come to the bum here. So we're taking one leg and let's bring it into the inner thigh of the other one. That leg is stretched out in front of us. Toes are pulled backwards. From here, make sure the spine is straight. Lift the crown upwards. Exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold down, tilt at the hips, lead with the heart. We're starting so the forehead is kind of coming down to the shin. Pause here, couple breaths. We don't have to be all the way low here. If we're up here, that's perfect. Know where you're at. Just making sure, be mindful that we're not rounding that spine. Inhale upwards, slightly lift the head. Take your hands and we're walking them over to the outside of this leg. So you almost want to grab a little bit of earth here and try to put a bit of a twist in this. Press the heart low on that next exhale. Inhale up, walk the hands over opposite sides. So we're walking towards this bent knee. Exhale, press low, but make sure that this front toe is still pulled backwards. Inhale up, slow rise. Perfect. Let's do that opposite side. So send down that opposite leg. Other one comes into the thigh here. Toes pulled backwards. Spine straight. Crown extended. Exhale. Forward fold down. Tilt at the hips. Lead with that heart again. Notice maybe one side's a little bit more tender than the other. This is definitely my tender side. Just make sure that you're honoring wherever your body is at and notice these little differences from one side to another. Exhaling, press low here. Inhale, let's rise slowly, just so we can take these hands and walk them towards the outside here. Put a little bit of a twist in this. Grab some of the earth. Press, exhale, the heart low. One more breath. Exhale, release. And inhale, slowly up, walking the hands over towards that opposite side. Towards this bent knee. Same thing, find that edge. Exhale, tilt at the hips and press low here. Let's check in with that extended leg. Make sure the toes are pulled back. One more breath, big inhale, bigger exhale. Release down and slow inhale. Back to top. Awesome. Let's bring in that straight leg. Feet together, bound angle. I bet a lot of you are probably sick of my bound angles, but I really do love them. They're so great for extending and working the hip flexors here. And if you do have really tight hip flexors, and this is quite painful, bring the feet forward, and that's gonna help this kind of tightness within the hip flexors a little bit. So instead of trying to press the knees down with our elbows, we're gonna take the feet instead and just focus on folding them up. You don't need to go full way like I do. Even just slightly putting a bit of pressure, just like you would do if you were opening up a book. And that's gonna naturally send the knees just a little bit lower. Be mindful here, inhale, rise up the crown. Next exhale, we're coming down to this left side, but really trying to press down, or come down to the one side and press down that opposite knee, because it's gonna wanna maybe come up a little bit. Exhale, take our heart towards center, and we're shifting over opposite side. Press down that opposite knee. Make sure it's not coming up quite a bit here. It can come up a little bit. Exhale, let's go back center. Shift over opposite side. Maybe we can get a little lower here. And last time, exhale down through center, extend over, opposite side. And inhale, back up. Awesome, great job guys. That is going to be it for working on the hip flexors. So take this time, this next few moments here after the video is ended, and just come down, lie down. If you find that you still want to work a little bit in for those hip flexors, you can come down to a reclined bound ankle posture, which is basically exactly what we're doing, except your back's going to be on the floor. So make that your savasana. I really like encouraging people to make their savasana whatever it is that they find the most comfort in. And if you find that you want comfort within working in the hip flexors, then absolutely go for it. Just make sure that you take a few moments here and relax, de-stress a little bit, and just really focus on your present self, the space that you've created within your body here, and love where you're at. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and make sure that you go for a little bit of a walk after this, even if it's around the house, because that's probably where we're at right now. And of course, as always, drink your water, because we never get enough. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I will see you in the next few days here, and we'll do another video. But remember, let me know what kind of video you want to see. Maybe you want to work on some shoulders. Maybe you want to see another fit flow. Let me know and I'll make it happen. Thanks again for joining me, guys. I'm Jenny at the Yoga Hut. Namaste. Take care.